future members. I made many speeches here. I still feel nervous. My heart is pounding hard. So that's normal. My hands are sweating too. Anyway, fellow Toastmasters, friends, and guests. Structure of my speech is to have a conversation, live conversation with a stranger, which I could not arrange today. I didn't have much time to prepare for it. So I'm going to twist my speech a little. Will fulfill all the content according to the book. Plus I will add some more my personal experience in my life, how I end up talking to the strangers, and what was the outcome of it. How do we feel when we walk in a room full of strangers? How do you feel, Tracy?
Sometimes nervous.
Nervous. Alex?
Same, nervous.
Yeah. We usually not feel comfortable when we meet the strangers. We feel unpleasant, uncomfortable, and we try to scan the room like Igor, walk in. Imagine he's walking in a room with the strangers. He will scan through the room and find a person who he knows, familiar faces. So that's how we do. Talking to a stranger is just like making your first icebreaker speech. You're afraid what I'm going to say. I may say something wrong. The other person may not like it. All the ideas come to your mind and you keep quiet. You don't even talk. But all the friendship which enrich our lives starts with a conversation. We have to start something. Information in the book says there are 4 levels of conversation. Level number one is a small talk. Each conversation starts with a small talk. Small talk can be about your surroundings, about your present situation, weather, and small talk is very important because that's the initiation of the talk. And you can gauge the other person, you can size up the other person if he or she is interested in talking to you or keep on the conversation. It's very important, level 1. Level 2 is level 1 is basic small talk, level 2 is fact disclosures. Because a conversation, to carry on a conversation, you have to disclose something, you have to say something about yourself. And as well as you ask the other person to say something about them. That could be what bring you here. Start the conversation with an open-ended question. What bring you here? Ask another person to may answer you in more detail. So that's level number 2. Third is fact disclosures. Those are like you have to disclose some information. Once you know the person, you have to say something. This is what I am here, this is what JB Materially, our body, one more water sources, something along the line. A successful person can carry on a conversation just about with anybody. And based on the information, you should be reading more articles, be familiar with art, science, politics. Just be knowledgeable to keep the conversation going. Final step, the level 4, which is your personal feeling. How do you feel about your conversation? Your opinion, your viewpoints. That's what is the level 3rd. So in that discussion, you can move into how I feel about my job, how I feel about my kids, raising the kids. That's more lengthy conversation. All these levels, they're not easy to accomplish in one meeting. It may take several meetings to get to the level 4. But there's always a beginning point. Small talk. I myself very hesitant to go alone, do things alone. But taking many courses, communication courses, Toastmaster, Dale Carnegie training, I push myself to do things by alone. There are many hobbies I like to do. I like biking, hiking. And I was always wondering, I need to find somebody who can go with me, so accompany me, so we can talk. Then finally, everybody is busy. They have their own schedule. My wife has her own schedule. She's available sometimes, she's not. And same at work too. So I push myself to do things alone. That made me to talk to the strangers when I go out. And believe me, it's a great experience. Very pleasant experience in many instances. A few months ago, I'm going to talk about my personal experience, how I got into a conversation, and where did that lead me to, and how we end up knowing each other. So a couple months ago, I was flying to Las Vegas. I flew on Allegiant Airline. You guys know Allegiant is the best airline to fly on. It's cheap. And fly out of Stockton. So I got on the plane, and there are three seats on each side, three on this side, three on this side, and I was in the middle. So I put my luggage on the compartment, and I saw a lady sitting by the window seat. She was reading a book. So keeping that, I was not even thinking I'm going to talk to someone or say anything. But when I walk in, I see people, and I say, I need to practice my Toastmaster skill or Dale Carnegie practice. So get to know the person. So I was thinking, how should we start the conversation? She's reading the book, I'm not going to follow her. So after a few minutes, later, she tried to turn on the air vent, and obviously she was a short completely, so she couldn't reach through her seat. So I politely asked her, will I help you with this? And she really appreciated it. She said, thank you. And at the same time, I believe she wanted to talk to me too. She said, thank you. And it's very hot inside there. And that was the starting point. And then we start talking, one point to another. You go to Vegas more often. This is your first time. What you're going to do there? Have you been there? So many things. And get to know her nice lady. She's a music teacher in Ione. And I have interest in music. I want to learn, or that was my desire to learn a music instrument. So she started talking about the music, which instrument is easier to learn. She said guitar is the best way to learn, it's easy to play. So along those lines, flight was so pleasant, so comfortable. So I get to know a new person, which is lives in my neighborhood. And we exchanged the information. We got to the Vegas. She went to have her fun. I went to do my thing. And strange thing was, on the flight back, our flight got canceled. And she was on the same plane too, coming back. But we did not talk, she had a different seat. The point I like to make is how the conversation starts. Sometimes you don't even think about it, but keep the idea in mind that you are going to learn something different, something new from other people. And people like to talk. Same way, one of my interests is going to the happy hour after work. And I always had a problem finding people to go with me. So last week, there was an NBA game. So I go myself. I push myself, I go there. I sit on the bar, have a drink. If I find somebody, I talk. If I don't, that's fine too. Just to push myself to do things which I don't feel comfortable doing alone. So last week it was an NBA game. I decided to go after work. I asked a couple of people. They said, look, they're not available. They can't go. So I ended up going to Firestone Bar and Grill. It's downtown. I don't know if you guys have been to that one. Nice place. I don't want to advertise, but it's go check it out. And I was walking there, parked my car on the street, and I walk in the door, and all of a sudden, and there was a bartender, and she was waving at me. She said, "Hey, Raj, how you doing?" What? You know, who is she? How do I know her? So I look at her, and she's my dental assistant. She got a second job, and all of a sudden, from a stranger, I was a very popular guy among the all the people sitting around the bar. So that was a good feeling. She came to me, talked to me, gave me a drink, and there was a nice gentleman sitting next to me. Start talking. He said, "You come here more often? Are you regularly?" I said, "What? How come she know you?" I said, "No, she's my dental assistant, and she remembered me when I walked in." But everybody else was looking at me there. I'm a popular guy here. Very important thing. And end up talking to the gentleman. Yeah. He told me he's here in Sacramento. He do air bed and breakfast. I don't know if you know about that, which is people advertise on the net saying that you can rent a room from me. $25, $30 a night, you can stay with me, type of thing. So he travel very cheap way. He find people, he make arrangements, get there 10 o'clock at 10 p.m. and early morning he take off. So that was one of the other thing I learned, and what is the best way to travel around the world, even to Spain, Austria, all those countries. So it's very interesting to know people. People like to talk for themselves. They give you good information. To start a conversation, go with a positive attitude. Don't hesitate to say that I'm going to say something wrong. We are all in the same boat. You will learn, if you have a positive attitude, you will learn from other people, different things, how they do, how they live their lives. So next time, if you're afraid of going alone, try it, and you will, this adventure, who knows, you will find something different, something interesting. You will meet somebody who you would inspire you or lead you a different direction. Let's go with a positive attitude, try it, it's good. Mr. Trustmaster.
Thank you, Raj, for your brilliant speech. And